Hello, and welcome back to Blessed Blessing channel. Today, we are diving into some important updates surrounding the UK's immigration policies and how the government's proposed changes could deeply affect migrants in the UK. One of the biggest topics of conversation right now is the 15-year waiting period for citizenship for migrants, especially legal migrants who are already working hard and following the rules. These changes have sparked a lot of debates, and the impact they could have on migrants is significant. Today, we'll break down what this proposal means, what other government bodies are saying about it, and why these changes could be detrimental to those who are already contributing so much to the UK. Let's start with what the Migration Advisory Committee, MAC, has said about the government's stance. Although the MAC hasn't directly commented on the 15-year waiting period for citizenship proposal, they have previously emphasized how important migrants are to the UK economy, particularly in sectors like healthcare, construction, and agriculture. For example, migrant workers fill critical roles that keep essential services running, from nurses in the NHS to farm workers in agriculture. According to the MAC, without these workers, the UK would face staff shortages in many key sectors, impacting not just the economy but also the well-being of the population. As we've seen over the past few years, migrants have played a key role in keeping the UK economy moving, especially during the pandemic. Migrant workers have kept vital sectors like healthcare, food production, and transportation functioning while the UK faced unprecedented challenges. Yet, despite this tireless contribution, the proposed 15-year waiting period for citizenship could mean these hardworking migrants would be forced to live in a state of uncertainty for a much longer time, making it even harder for them to build a future in the UK. What does this mean for migrants who have already settled in the UK, paying their taxes, contributing to society, and following the rules? The 15-year waiting period would have them waiting 3 times longer than the current system before they can apply for British citizenship. For those who have lived in the UK for years, worked hard, and contributed to the economy, this extended waiting period seems like an unfair additional burden. But the financial strain doesn't stop there. Visa renewals, a requirement for migrants who are in the UK on work visas, can cost hundreds or even thousands of pounds each time they need to be renewed. Imagine having to continuously renew your visa year after year, while waiting for the chance to become a permanent resident or citizen. This added cost is a huge burden for many migrants who are already working in essential roles and may be earning less than the average UK salary. The financial strain could force many to delay important decisions like buying a home, sending children to school, or saving for the future. We must also consider the emotional toll this policy would have. The 15-year waiting period could leave many migrants feeling excluded and uncertain about their future. For those who have built their lives in the UK, establishing families, creating businesses, and contributing to society, this extended waiting period feels like a message that their hard work doesn't matter. They will continue to live in a state of temporary status, never knowing if their visa will be renewed, and never truly belonging to the country they've worked so hard to help build. Now, let's take a closer look at the contribution of migrants to the UK economy. Migrant workers are critical in maintaining the UK's economy, especially in sectors that are facing significant staff shortages. These workers do not just fill jobs, they drive the economy, contribute to public services, and ensure that essential sectors function. Fact 1. According to the OECD, migrants contribute £2.5 billion to the UK economy annually through taxes. Migrant workers are vital in sectors like healthcare, construction, and technology, where the UK faces growing skills gaps. Without migrants, these industries would face severe labour shortages, which would only increase as the UK economy struggles to recover from the pandemic. Take the NHS, for example. About 15% of NHS staff are from overseas. These migrant healthcare workers have been on the front lines, working through the pandemic, putting their own health at risk to care for others. Without their contributions, the UK's healthcare system would have been even more overwhelmed. Yet, these workers are still uncertain about their status in the UK. The 15-year wait only extends that uncertainty and leaves them in a state of limbo, preventing them from fully settling down and enjoying the benefits of permanent residency. In agriculture, migrant workers play a significant role in maintaining the UK's food supply chain. According to recent reports from the Office for National Statistics, ONS, around 11.7% of farm workers in the UK are migrants. Migrant workers are still essential in keeping the UK food industry running smoothly, ensuring the food supply remains stable and affordable. Without these workers, the UK food sector could face increased food prices and disruptions to food production. So why should these workers, who have been essential in keeping the UK functioning, be made to wait 15 years before they can apply for citizenship? It seems unfair to deny them the chance to settle and integrate fully into the society they've helped build. Let's also take a moment to touch on the government's stance on asylum seekers. While the government has recently proposed changes that would deny asylum seekers the opportunity to apply for citizenship, this issue primarily impacts those who have sought refuge in the UK. The Migrant Rights Network has criticized this approach, calling it discriminatory. They argue that asylum seekers, many of whom have fled war or persecution, should not be punished for the manner in which they entered the UK. However, the focus today remains on the legal migrants, those who have worked hard, followed the rules, and contributed to the UK economy. So, what do you think about the 15-year waiting period for citizenship? Does it seem fair to make migrants who have already contributed to society wait 15 years to settle permanently in the UK? Should migrants who are already working hard, paying taxes, and contributing to public services be denied a clear and faster path to citizenship? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We would love to hear your opinions on these proposals. Do you think this policy will help build a stronger, more inclusive society, or do you feel it will create further division and uncertainty? If you like what you see and want to stay informed about UK immigration news and updates that affect you, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Blessing channel. Your support helps us reach a wider audience and continue these important discussions about migrant rights and immigration policies. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.